Good morning, dear friends. On the today's lecture, we are going to start our third chapter where we are focusing on what are the institutional supports or which types of institutional support is given to the cooperative banks. In the earlier lecture, we studied about what is the cooperative bank is all about, which working at the taluka level, which working at the district level, and which working at a state level. After that, we studied about what is the multi-state cooperative bank, the bank which got the license to work more than two states. After that, we studied about the urban cooperative bank. Urban cooperative bank means those working into the urban area, but they are all focused on the agriculture as well as the non-organized sector of that particular area. After that, we studied what are the problem regarding urban cooperative bank. When it is established, it has the dual control, means the RBI's NABARD control is there and state government control is also be there. So which are the problem arises during that. But in the today's lecture, we are going to focus how the institutional credit is provided to the cooperative bank. First of all, guys, you have to acquire the knowledge regarding cooperative bank is just the established for accepting accepting the deposits and provide the loan for the rural area only. The main purpose of them is cooperation, means help each other, right? And for that, they provide the loan on the concessional basis, and sometimes the problem of overdues, bad debts, NPAs are arises, and for that purpose some institution help them. And this is our responsibility because it is working for the cooperation, not for the commercial purpose. And hence Reserve Bank of India help them, NABARD help them. Apart from that, there are some institutions which also engaged into to refinancing such a cooperative institutes. So on today's lecture, we are going to start how the RBI is engaged into the cooperative credit. As you know, the Reserve Bank of India is the apex institution. It was established on the 1934. The main agenda regarding financing to the cooperative is to help or to develop the rural area, because you know near about 75% people are living into the rural area and the main source of them for the livelihood is agriculture and allied activity. And to uplift them, Reserve Bank of India provide the refinance. Reserve Bank of India play very important role in the rural credit. Basically in Indian economy, you know, it is agrarian economy. We always say the agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. So in order to supply the credit for the agriculture, RBI has established the separate department. And that department provide the assistance to the central and state government or the state cooperative banks in the respect of finance and technology, as well as it make the available its technicians and the advisor to them. RBI and cooperative credit. What is the main function of the cooperative bank and how they can fulfill with the help of getting the guidance from RBI? We now started. In the 1949, the RBI was providing the limited credit to the cooperative sector. It was assist to the state cooperative banks during the period of crisis. But after the nationalization, RBI has provided the credit to the cooperative sector on the large proportion, because at that time central bank realized that large number of people are engaged into the agriculture and they are residing into rural area, and commercial bank are not entertain that farmer and the rural people, because according to commercial bank the income level of the rural people is low as well as the repayment guarantee is too much less, and hence RBI started to providing credit facility after 1949 when the nationalization of RBI was done. Now we focused on what is the pre-independence period. Before the independence, RBI was trying to restructure the agriculture credit as a whole. Trying to restructure the agriculture as a whole. And the cooperative movement was there. But owing the unstable policy of the government, the RBI was not succeed in it. But after the post-independence, when the nationalization of RBI is to be done, after that the functions increases and the functions get wide. After the independence, the RBI has adopted such a policy of the credit supply, where the more concessional credit is provided for the agricultural bank. Its the object was to adequate and the concessional credit to the farmer, through the State Cooperative Bank. In the 1954, RBI is providing the concessional credit to the State Cooperative Bank and the Agriculture Credit Department. But when you see after 1955, that is the last phase, according to the recommendation of All India Rural Credit Committee, the Indian government has accepted the Comprehensive Rural Credit Supply Scheme. Since 1955, the RBI started implement the effective cooperative credit according to the program set up by the 5-year plan. As you know, on the 1950, we established the Planning Commission, and according to that, the first 5-year commission was started on the 1955 to 1951 to 1956. At that time, the agriculture development was the agenda. And when you looking for the agriculture development, then you should also think about the financial assistance for that particular sector, because at that time the 80% population having the agriculture is the main occupation for their livelihood, and agriculture is also the backbone of Indian economy. Means if you want to attain the maximum growth rate, maximum GDP, you should think about the agriculture. And for that, from the 1955, huge loan started, or the credit supply started by the RBI. RBI and short-run credit. During the initial period, the RBI was providing the credit to the State Cooperative Bank for the 9-month period only. But after 1951, according to the RBI rule, these loans are being given for the period of 15 months. This new change of the short-term credit policy remains the convenient to the cooperative credit institutes by providing the loan from the Apex Bank. म्हणजे आधी जे काही रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया तुम्हाला कर्ज देत होती, शॉर्ट टर्म कर्ज कोऑपरेटिव्ह इन्स्टिट्यूट्सला, डायरेक्ट आपल्याला कधीच रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया कर्ज करत नाही, ती तिच्या इन्स्टिट्यूशन्सला देते, सबसिडरीजला देते, आणि त्याचा जो काही पिरियड होता तो 9 मंथ एवढाच होता, आणि तो त्यांनी 1955 नंतर मात्र वाढवला आणि तो 15 मंथपर्यंत केला, आणि त्यामुळे काय झालं, इट इज कन्सिडर्ड द कन्व्हिनियंट फॉर द कोऑपरेटिव्ह बँक्स. And this new change of the short-term credit policy remains the convenient to the cooperative credit institution. The RBI charge only 4% rate of interest, and RBI also provide the loan to the agriculture transaction of the 2% below the bank rate to promote growth of agriculture production. मीन्स एक लक्षात घ्या की ॲग्रिकल्चरल लोन हे अत्यल्प कमी व्याजदरानं प्रोव्हाइड करायचं की जेणेकरून ते शेतकऱ्यालाही कमी दरानं मिळेल आणि तिथं ॲग्रिकल्चरची डेव्हलपमेंट होईल. During the period of 1955 to 56, RBI provide the short-term credit of rupees 30 crore to 783 crore. You can see what is the drastic raise between the financial assistance given by the RBI under the short-run credit title. The second one is the medium-term credit title. You know there are 3 types of loan. Short-term credit loan is up to the 18 month. Medium-term loan is up to the 60 month, and more than 60 month it is in the long run. The RBI provide the loan to the state cooperative bank on the guarantee to the state government. म्हणजे RBI तिथं स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव्हला कर्ज द्यायला नाबार्ड थ्रूच हे कर्ज, पूर्वी नाबार्डच्या स्थापनेच्या आधी RBI डायरेक्ट प्रोव्हाइड द क्रेडिट, बट फॉर द गॅरंटी द RBI रिक्वायर द गॅरंटी ऑफ दॅट पर्टिक्युलर स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट. Generally, these loans are provided for the purpose of farm budding, soil conservation, to make the available irrigation facility, to purchase the machinery, electric motor, to pay the old debts. Such a loan are provided by the RBI below 3% of bank rate. म्हणजे मीडियम टर्मच्या नावाखाली कोणत्या प्रकारची कर्ज तिथं देतात, तिथं फार्म बिडिंग असू दे, सॉईल कन्झर्वेशन असू दे, म्हणजे तुम्हाला जर लेवलिंग करून घ्यायचं असेल तर मातीचा भराव टाकून घ्यायचा असेल, सॉईल कन्झर्वेशन करून घ्यायचं असेल, त्याच्यानंतर आहे टू मेक अवेलेबल इरिगेशन फॅसिलिटी, ड्रिप इरिगेशन करायचं, स्प्रिंकलर करायचं आहे, विहीर खोदायची आहे, तर अशा पद्धतीचे कर्ज तिथं मीडियम टर्मच्या टायटलखाली देण्यात आली. टू परचेस द न्यू मशिनरी, आता प्री हार्वेस्टिंग पोस्ट हार्वेस्टिंगसाठी जे तुम्हाला मशिनरी लागते, इफ यू वॉन्ट टू परचेस द मीडियम टर्म लोन इज प्रोव्हाइडेड. इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर्स परचेस करायचे असतील तरीसुद्धा तिथं कर्ज द्यायला लागतील. ते कुठल्या टायटल अंडर येणार आहेत, तर मीडियम टर्म लोन अंडर येणार आहेत. Such a loan are provided by the RBI below 3%. Can you imagine, guys, what is the motto of RBI is to just cooperate the agriculture sector. So the bank rate was totally lowest. It is just a 3%. The RBI has provided the large amount of loan to the Apex Bank and the Land Development Bank. Here you can easily analyze, the medium term loan is provided to the state cooperative bank as well as the land development bank. आताच त्याचं लँड डेव्हलपमेंट बँक म्हणजेच भूविकास बँक, आता त्याचंच नवीन नाव हे स्टेट ॲग्रिकल्चर अँड कोऑपरेटिव्ह डेव्हलपमेंट बँक असं केलेलं आहे. ड्युरिंग द पिरियड ऑफ 1970 to 71 and 77 to 78, the RBI provide medium term loan of rupees 27 crore and it increase up to the 643 crore. म्हणजे हा जो काही 6-7 वर्षाचा जो काही फरक आहे त्याच्यावरनं तुम्हाला लक्षात येत असेल की ह्या 1970 to 1980 मध्ये किती टक्के ॲग्रिकल्चरला फायनान्स द्यायची पद्धत तिथं वाढलेली आहे, कारण तिथं मोठं हाच होता की ॲग्रिकल्चर डेव्हलपमेंट. And the last point is how the RBI is engaged into the cooperative credit for the long period. Long period means more than 60 months. The long-term loan is given to the farmer by the land development bank. As you know, आपण जेव्हा कोऑपरेटिव्हचं स्ट्रक्चर शिकवलेलं होतं त्यामध्ये पॅक्स, DCC आणि SCB शिकवलेली होती, विच आर एंगेज्ड इन टू द शॉर्ट टर्म अँड मिडियम टर्म लोन. पण बऱ्याच वेळेस कसं होतं, शेतकऱ्याची गरज ही मोठी असते आणि मोठ्या अमाऊंटची कर्ज शेतकरी काही कमी कालावधीत लगेच नाही फेडू शकत आहे, आणि जेव्हा तो लगेच नसतो फेडू शकत अशा वेळेस मात्र तिथं बरेचसे प्रॉब्लेम्स क्रिएट होतात. त्याला जरा टेन्यूर जास्त लागतो, म्हणजेच पिरियड जास्त लागतो, आणि मग पिरियड जास्तीवाले लोन तर ह्या पॅक्स DCC देतच नव्हत्या. मग दोज हू आर रिक्वायर द लॉंग टर्म लोन, हाऊ दे कॅन रिपे इट and how they can repay it, the problem is arise, and so that the land development bank was established, and that land development bank is engaged into long term finance to the agriculture. Means here you can see that the RBI provide the credit facility to the land development bank in order to help the land development bank in the respect of capital creation. RBI purchased the debentures and rural bond raised by the LDB. Always remember, the RBI purchased the debentures and rural bond to raise by the LDB. आता लँड डेव्हलपमेंट बँकेनं कॅपिटल फॉर्मेशनसाठी जे बॉन्ड इश्यू केलेले आहेत, जे डिबेंचर इश्यू केलेले आहेत, ते RBI परचेस करायचे की जेणेकरून लँड डेव्हलपमेंट बँकांना त्याचा फायदा होईल. Also the RBI provide loan to the state government for purchasing this bond and debentures. म्हणजे रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया स्वतः तर ते घ्यायचीच, परंतु ते स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंटला पण इन्सिस्ट करायची की तुम्ही पण ते घ्या आणि ते घेण्यासाठी मी तुम्हाला कर्ज देते. म्हणजे एक प्रकारचं ड्युअल हेल्पिंग RBI कडनं तिथं केलं जातं आहे. द RBI provide loan to the state government for purchasing these bonds and debentures. The RBI and the central government also jointly purchased these debentures. RBI provide the long-term loan to the LDBs more than 5-year duration. RBI provide the long-term loan to the state government to purchase the share of LDB and the state cooperative banks. The district central cooperative banks. म्हणजे इथं तुम्हाला लक्षात काय येते की RBI हे लॉंग टर्म लोन तर स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंटला देतेच आहे. कशासाठी देते? टू परचेस द शेअर्स ऑफ LDB, स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव्ह बँक अँड डिस्ट्रिक्ट सेंट्रल कोऑपरेटिव्ह बँक, विच विल हेल्प देम टू इन्क्रीज द कॅपिटल फॉर्मेशन लेवल ऑफ द कोऑपरेटिव्ह इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स. म्हणजे हे सगळं जेव्हा तुम्ही एक्सप्लेनेशन पाहताय तेव्हा तुमच्या लक्षात इझिली येऊ शकते की हाऊ द RBI इज डिरेक्टली अँड इनडायरेक्टली एंगेज्ड इन टू providing financial assistance to the cooperative bank, because you know the RBI is the central bank, so they should think about our primary sector, because our economy is run on the primary sector. You can say that काही विद्यार्थी तुमच्यातले म्हणतील की मॅडम जरी ॲग्रिकल्चर इज द मेन ऑक्युपेशन बट ॲग्रिकल्चर हॅव्हिंग द 14% शेअर इन द नॅशनल इन्कम. येस, यू आर राईट, इट हॅज द लोएस्ट शेअर इन द नॅशनल इन्कम, बट when you think about the employability, agriculture provide near about 50% employment to the Indian economy, and so that Reserve Bank of India still today also directly and indirectly engaged into the institutional support to the cooperative banks. So in this lecture we studied about how the Reserve Bank of India is engaged into the rural credit. It is directly engaged into the rural credits by providing short term, मीडियम टर्म अँड लॉंग टर्म क्रेडिट. अँड सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचा भाग जो मला आय वॉन्ट टू शेअर विथ यू दॅट RBI इज डायरेक्टली इन्वॉल्ड इन टू इट टू प्रोव्हाइड द financial assistance through the various provisions, but on the other hand it also helped the state government to purchase the shares, debentures, bonds which is issued by that cooperative institute. कारण त्यांचं तिथं मोठं हाच आहे की डिरेक्टली आपण तर फायनान्शियल असिस्टन्स करतोच आहे, परंतु त्याचबरोबर ह्या इन्स्टिट्यूशन्सला त्यांचं कॅपिटल वाढवण्यासाठी इनडायरेक्टली सुद्धा मदत केली पाहिजे. आणि ती इनडायरेक्टली मदत आपण कशी करणार आहोत, तर बाय पर्चेसिंग देअर शेअर्स, पर्चेसिंग देअर डिबेंचर्स, अँड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दॅट ऑल्सो द RBI इज एंगेज्ड इन टू प्रोव्हाइडिंग द फायनान्स टू द स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट फॉर द सेक ऑफ पर्चेसिंग देअर शेअर्स. म्हणजे मी तर परचेस करतेच आहे, परंतु राज्य सरकारनं सुद्धा ते परचेस करावं, ह्याच्यासाठी राज्य सरकारला कर्ज द्यायचं काम सुद्धा इथं रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया करते. इज ऑल अबाउट द इन्स्टिट्यूशनल सपोर्ट गिवन बाय रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया टू द cooperative sector. On the next lecture we are going to study how the NABARD is engaged into the agricultural credit. Agriculture for the development of the agriculture, RBI separate their subsidiary in the 1982 is named as NABARD. Under the Shivaraman committee the NABARD was established on the 12th July 1982. On the next lecture we are going to focus on what is the NABARD is all about, but in this lecture we focused on how the RBI, even it is Apex Institute, even it is a central bank of the country, how they took the step to provide the finance to the cooperative banks. In the next lecture we are going to start our new concept. Okay, we will stop here, we will continue on the next lecture. Thank you so much.